Welcome back to the Rural Radio Network on the Roadshow. I'm Chad Moyer. We're at Beemer, Nebraska, visiting with Rod Giese from Mighty Giant and talking a little bit about the history of his company, where they came from, and where they are going. Rod, thanks for sitting down with us.
You bet.
Okay?
Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's go back to the very beginning, here in the middle of cattle country and the beginnings of Mighty Giant. How did this all get started?
So the company was formed back in 1929. Just various things happened with that, corn shellers, grain grinders, things like that. But it was somewhere in the late 50s, early 60s that Les Jones, the original owner, was driving around with Louis Dinklage, who is probably one of the most famous cattle barons in Nebraska. They were watching 4 hired men run a horse-drawn wagon pitching hay to cattle. And they knew that there had to be a better way of doing it. So with Louis' backing and Les's mind, Les Jones was a mechanical genius with like a 4th or 3rd grade education. There were grinders out there, but they had something else in mind. So they built the very first machine. It did not work. So they cut that machine up and built the second, and after that, the rest is history. So what they would do then is a lot of the local feed yards would buy the grinder. Les would go grind for them for a while, and say like Dinklages then would buy their own grinder, or Hollands would buy their own grinder, or Albers would buy their own grinder. And later it would come back to the fact that the grinding service is what actually built the manufacturing plant.
All right, very good. So describe the variety of products, first of all, that's available from Jones Manufacturing and Mighty Giant today.
So we build everything from agricultural grinders to industrial, and when we look at the ag, we have everything from what is our traditional hay grinders, as everybody calls them. We run different grain grinders. We also build a couple of different styles of custom elevators, and then on the industrial side, we build machines that will grind plastics, hemp, wood, pretty much anything but concrete and steel that those machines will take.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the hay grinder, since that seems to be kind of the moniker of the company, right? That's definitely what you're known for. Rod, how has that hay grinder changed over the years, or hasn't it changed? You know, what has been the evolution of the Mighty Giant hay grinder?
We've seen very few physical changes over the years in the grinders, just because of there hasn't been that much technology. But where we have seen the major changes is through the hydraulic packages that we see now, the electronics that are coming to us, and we're starting to even use a little bit of AI in some of the stuff that we do. The governor systems that we build, we've taken the guesswork out of the calibration knob and taken that way, and that is all controlled now by the hydrostat. So in the end, what it's done for the grinder operator or the producer out there is we've cut fuel efficiencies greatly, and then in turn they're getting more product out the back of the elevator.
Okay. What is the mission statement of the company? There are 2 important words in that: innovative but durable as well. First of all, tell me about that mission statement. What does that mean for your company? That
mission statement is who we are. It's durable to last generations. There's a lot of our original equipment still out there running. You don't find that in anybody else's their implements. And then it's the innovation to meet all your grinding needs. I'm going to tell you, we play a lot in the backyard. People bring us a lot of different entities, I guess I would say, to bring, from doing eggshells. We're finding that if you grind eggshells and put them on, you get a denser material that is spreadable and then dissolves rather quickly into the moisture or into the soil. Plastics. We do a lot of different things with plastics today. We are known to be able to get through hemp. Hemp is very fibrous, very hard to grind.
Very stringy, right?
Yes, very stringy. So we have found some innovations on that, on how to grind it and regrind it into different uses throughout the United States. And then again, we can go through windmill blades, things like that, to help into the recycling world. So just a ton of products out there.
Yeah. Okay, let's take that mission statement and let's break it apart. I want to spend time on each of those big words that are in there. Durable, first of all, describe the Mighty Giant way of building these systems as it relates to durability.
Durability, it's all American made for the most part. Handcrafted by a lot of talented local individuals. I can't say enough about my crew because in our statement, we are Mighty Giant. They are the reason why. If you want to look at durability, like I said, a lot of our original equipment's out there. It lasts. We build it. We test it because I have my own grinding service. And we will put those machines through a lot of different steps before they meet what we feel our standards are. We will intentionally abuse them so that no matter what happens out at the customer's place, that those machines will continue to stand up for the, as we always call it, the daily grind or the daily abuse with minimal downtime.
Sure. And I think kind of a 1A on durability is this idea that you brought up too, the fact that there's a lot of old, medium age, a lot of old Mighty Giants that are still running. And because of that durability, you can rebuild them and put them back to work, right?
Yep. We go through quite often and refurbish older equipment, do the updates on them. The frame rails, the structure of the grinder is actually still in good shape that we can go back through and update as much as we can on them, and for a lot less money than always buying new.
Now let's on the other word now. Another part of the mission statement is innovation.
Yes.
How do you innovate with a grinder? I mean, I've heard it said a grinder is just a grinder, that you're going to grind hay, you're going to grind straw, you're going to grind corn stalks. How do you innovate in this business?
What we originally look at when we innovate, the main goal here is profitability for everybody. So when I say that, we always say we play in the backyard. We're always looking at hammer configurations, screen configurations, different engines, different RPMs, to see how different products grind and always try to find the most efficient way of doing it. Grinding has not changed for a long time, but it's finding the different ways to be more cost effective and efficient doing it. It's the simple thing of, grinding different products, do square holes in the screen work better than round? Yeah. We get into hex. We talk about points up, points down. It's about surface area. How much screening surface area is there that material can go through? Yep. So we're always looking. Also on the innovative is wear parts, trying to figure out what steels and what alloys are out there that will make a grinder that already lasts for a long time last even longer, and that's hard on sales. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So let's spend some time and talk about this. Would call it 2B on the innovation. The idea of what can you put through this grinder. Tell me some stories. What sort of fun have you had with these machines trying to determine its limits?
Well, as long as OSHA isn't listening. I'm going to tell you there was a fun day around here many, many years ago as we tried to grind tires, and there's still 2 tires that are not accountable because they went up in the air and nobody knows where they ever landed. We've shot plastic barrels 40 feet in the air, just seeing what different hammer configurations happen to that. We've had some wild moments grinding trees. Flying wood everywhere some days. Having a piece of metal actually in a bale fly out can lead to a quick heart attack some days. So
just to try a lot of different things that go through it. How about describe the width and the breadth of where these machines find themselves these days? Because we're in little town, Beemer, Nebraska, middle of Cumming County, but these machines really are national, international recognition, right?
Yes, national, because I'm going to tell you, we have had grinders probably in pretty much all the lower 48 states. We are currently, we have grinders in Puerto Rico, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Australia, South Africa, China. Sometime yet this fall, we have a contingent coming up from Brazil and Belize to look at what we do. Our name is out there pretty much with it's the durability and the longevity of our machines. Everybody knows what the standards we set to our machines.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the people that work here. Tell me, what's the type of person that works at Mighty Giant?
It's pretty much just the local, average, everyday guy. I don't know how else to say this, but my guys are a special breed. They're tough. They're innovators. They don't stand around. They get things done. We sit and actually listen to our employees when we're manufacturing. If there's something that we see along with the end user to make our grinders even better. They're just no nonsense Midwest people.
Mm-hmm. They're really hard workers and innovative, and to be frank, they're good at what they do, aren't they?
Talent. To take one of the biggest things that always amazes me is we will pull a piece of rectangular tubing off of the rack, and it will go through a process of doing nothing but going from raw steel to a machine that can pretty much destroy anything that you put into that tub. There's no robotic welders out here. There's nothing fancy. It's the talent of the people of the area that put these together because they care. They see the end product. They know a lot. How do I say this? Our customers become part of our family, and the guys want to be known to put out a great product for our customers.
What about activity in the community and things like that? I know you guys are pretty proud to be from Beemer, Nebraska.
Yes.
But what are some of the things that you guys are involved in?
We are involved in a whole lot of different things. Of course, Nebraska Cattlemen's, Cumming County Cattlemen's. We support all the local schools. We support the Beemer Play Days. Everybody sees our yellow picnic tables everywhere. But we also encourage our family members, our employees, to get out and share what we are and who we are with the general public.
Mm-hmm. I remember a few years ago we had a tornado that came through town, and you guys really stepped up, not only to help pick up, but also get rid of some of that debris, those old trees that were going to come down anyway. But again, just a sense of community, right?
Yeah. So an example, you talk about that. So we had the 500-year flood here not too long ago. There was an elderly couple here in town that had a part of their foundation got washed away in it. And we know these people quite well, and it was about break time when we found out the news of what had happened to their house. I walked out to the break room, and I said, "Hey, I'm out. Headed out to the blast booth to start filling sandbags to go take care of this couple." Said, not asking for volunteers, but if anybody wants to help. Everybody at that break table came out there. We went down there and we sandbagged their foundation so the water would quit running. And then on top of it, they had all the mess in their basement. We bucket brigaded all the debris out of that basement. Mm-hmm. Nobody asked for any special favors. We did not ask for any payment whatsoever. We did get brownies there for about 6 months on a pretty regular basis. Yeah. But that's what we do. It's who we are. If people are in need, we're always here to help with that.
Okay. Okay, so let's now look forward with the company, and just, for folks that are thinking about purchasing a machine like this. Now, we'll be honest, this is an expensive machine, right?
Yes.
But it is going to do a lot of work.
Yes.
So tell me, how is a Mighty Giant an investment in an operation?
Well, when you look at in the farming world and you look at the implements out there and you look at what the price tag is on some of these implements anymore today, the Mighty Giant is that one machine that can do multiple things. And people always just think of us as hay grinders. Well, with the corn crop that we have this year, you can grind any grain that you have through there. And we have shown over the roller mills where we produce a better product and it stays better. But in return, we can go through and grind your bedding if you want. If the cow-calf guy needs bedding, we can grind everything there is for bedding. And we do that for a number of chicken barns. And then if you look at composting, we can grind all of the composting material that you will need. And when your composting pile hits the right temperature, we can go back and regrind that compost pile with the deads in it to make it into something that you can spread back out onto your field. We have different uses out here where we have a local, with the chicken barns that we have, we can go back through, there's eggshells that guys are using on their field. We can grind that and turn that into a better, dense product so that it makes it more spreadable, and it also deteriorates faster within the soil. I mean, so we can do a lot of different things, because you can't do that with your combine, you can't do that with your tractor, you can't do that with your vertical mixer. And we talk about hay grinders versus vertical mixers. In the dairy side of things, we will tell you, use your vertical mixer to break up your bale, your alfalfa bales, but let us handle all the other grinders or grinding components, because number one, we're going to do it more efficiently. Number two, we're going to save you on the costly repairs to your vertical mixer by trying to do that, and the efficiency of time to get it done. We will save you man hours every day on that.
Okay, we're going to talk. Let's spend some time and talk about how that is accomplished with these machines. And we're going to talk about the heart and the soul of a Mighty Giant grinder. First of all, the heart of the machine, these power plants.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about these engines that you're employing on these Mighty Giant grinders.
So I should have said this earlier. When we talked about innovations would have come out, engines have changed drastically over time. Some of the early emissions grinders, I'm going to tell you, just did not meet standards. Their longevity and durability wasn't there. But these engine companies are now understanding where the need is at. Currently, the most popular engine that we are using is the John Deere JD18. We're seeing better fuel efficiencies out of them. We're seeing higher RPMs, better lower torque, and they run a lot cooler. They are the heart of what we do, and the soul then is in our mills. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, expand on that more. So the heart is the engine. That's
Yes.
the power plant. That's where we get all the raw power to accomplish this work. Let's spend some time on the soul, this mill, because just standing by itself, even outside the machine, just sitting there by itself on a rack, that is an impressive thing, isn't it?
That is a very impressive thing, because our mills run in the neighborhood of 2,300 RPMs. The tip speed of the hammer is about 204 miles an hour. And with our machines, one of the big differences between us and our competition is our tolerances. And we actually have a cutter bar within the mill itself. That is where we do the grinding, and we do the grinding in the mill, not try to do it above it. Mm-hmm. There's some innovations there that we won't speak of, some secrets to it.
Sure.
But it makes us stand out. And the other thing is about it, where a lot of different grinders now are going to a stationary hammer where the hammer doesn't move. We still run a free swinging hammer, which gives you a lot better cut, a lot better uniformity. It just makes just a nice, smooth product.
Okay, and then everything around it, the entire machine, durability in mind, right? It's just It's strong. It's going to last.
Yep. Like I said, we make them. We play in the backyard to try to break them. A funny story on this is when we started a new PTO line, we did not run conventional axles. We had spindles. We had some prototype rollers on it. We were taking the hydrofork grinder out of my grinding service, and we were lifting that bale probably 15 feet into the air and just dropping it into this tub. We didn't break anything. So that's how we test things, and we do that continually over it. Because like I said, durability, we have stories where guys have driven down the road, tipped the grinder over, got it turned back up, and just kept grinding.
Just kept going. Got work to do, right?
Yeah, got work to do. So.
Yeah. So that's the hay grinder, but you put that sort of a passion, durability, innovation into the other things that we were talking about too, right?
Yep.
The corn grinders and
Yep.
and the full lineup, right?
Yeah. Because I hate to say, usually our corn grinders are a one and done sale, because the way they are built, unless you're dumping dirt into them, you'll never wear out a corn grinder.
All right. As we're kind of ready to finish up this podcast, I guess, what do you want to make sure people understand about the company and the machine?
Number one, value. And when I say value, we're not the cheapest out there. But I am going to say that we are probably the best out there. We will take care of people whatever happens. And then when you do become a customer of ours, you become part of our family. My guys get to know you, and that just goes on then to the extended service. It's who we are. It's why we say we are Mighty Giant.
Yeah. But then there's also another part of this too, and there is some customizability about these machines too, right?
Yes.
On the truck, pull type, PTO engine, right?
We will pretty much build within reason any type of machine that you're looking for. So over the years we built the truck mounts way before our competition ever did. We've put together some different configurations for mills. We have a couple of small grinders in pelleting mills that are probably 4 foot long by 3 foot wide, and that's it. They're running electrical, but we've also built machines that are, that have used C27s. We've got some mills over 32 inches in diameter by 56 inches long.
Wow.
We always laugh and joke that we will paint a grinder green with pink polka dots for a price.
If you want to, right?
If you want to. And I know of where there's a lime green one on the East Coast. So, and I know the one in China is painted green. I don't know how that one ever really got there, but we know it's there.
Yeah. So again, just final thoughts. It's an expensive machine, but it is an investment in your operation.
Yes.
What is your time worth? What is the product out the end worth?
Right. Because the other thing that we look at when bad weather strikes, and one of the things that we tell with people is depend on us, depend on your grinder like your livestock depends on you. Mm-hmm. We're going to be there every day. We're 365, 24/7. Those machines are built to do whatever you need at any time of the day.
Rod, I appreciate the invitation to come down and sit with us today. Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Again, that's Rod Giese, Mighty Giant Tub Grinders, Beemer, Nebraska. Again, all sorts of innovation, development, but ultimate durability into these machines. Thanks for joining us here on this Rural Radio Network on the road segment. Chad Moyer reporting.